What's up guys, it's Chris here. First off, I just want to say thank you so much for everyone who subscribed to the channel. Just broke 2,000 subscribers and that's absolutely crazy for me to think about. 1,000 subscribers before the end of the year was my goal and we just crossed 2,000. So again, if you're subscribed to the channel, thank you so much. If you like videos specifically related to Immutable X or this video specifically is beneficial to you, please consider hitting the like button down below. It really helps with the YouTube algorithms. In this video, I'm going to be covering exactly the current state of Immutable X, how this is going to affect the Veve migration to it, and why I'm bullish about the future. Now keep in mind at the beginning of this video, it's going to sound a little bit pessimistic. Just bear with me to the end of this video because I do want to go over a realistic view of where we're at, where we were, and where we're heading. So as pessimistic as it might sound, I'm super bullish about the future, so let's get right into it. If you're familiar with my videos, you'll notice that my actual camera is down here opposed to up there, and you'll see why in a little bit. Basically the numbers and the graphs I'm about to show you are all kind of based at the top, so I didn't want to block anything. If you're watching this video, you probably have an idea of what Immutable X is, but it's constantly growing. I mean, the first time I covered a video on Immutable X, we had Moody Crows. That's it. I was one of the first videos on Moody Crows, and shortly after that, we saw Astro Bros, and then just out of nowhere, it started exploding. We have all these NFT projects. I think there's over 50 right now listed on the Immutable X website. There's different ones on Token Trove, and more that I'll get into in the future. This video specifically, I want to talk about the migration of Veve to Immutable X, but everything I'm saying is important leading up to that. So if you notice at the very bottom, you have Veve right here. If you click it, you won't see anything. That's because we are currently either in migration or starting migration. I don't really know exactly because that's on the back end of things, but hopefully one day we will wake up and get that announcement that, all right, we've been migrated. They took certain NFTs from Veve and put them on Immutable X. This is a very highly anticipated move for Veve users because finally their NFTs are interoperable. They can take them off of the app and put them onto Immutable X. And I'm making this video again with a bullish future, but a lot of the things that I'm hearing are my collectibles are going to 10x once they're on Immutable because, you know, there's more users on there and there's bigger money. You know, people are ETH rich and they're ready to buy collectibles, and there can be a ton more money pile into the app. And while I believe that is true for the future, and that would be true for OpenSea, my argument in this video is that might not be the case right now for Immutable X. And as much as I hate to break it to some of you, I don't think your Frank Kozik Labbits are going to be worth 1 ETH as soon as they hit Immutable X. As always, nothing in this video is financial advice. I'm about to go over exactly why I think that, and you can formulate your own opinions whether you think that as well or not. But let's take a look at some things. If you watched my last video on my full guide to Immutable X, you'll know that I showed Token Trove and how to navigate around it, how it shows recent sales, how it shows lowest, highest, and all that. It's still not in comparison with, say, EtherScan. Luckily, we have something that is. So EtherScan allows you to view the blockchain and view individual transactions from one holder to another. Well, we actually have this thing called IMMUTASCAN. A lot of people do not know about this, and it's really like striking gold once you find out about it. It's pretty obvious what it does, but you're actually able to track all of the transactions on the blockchain. So you heard me talk about bad grandmas last time. We can really go to any of them, but we'll go ahead and do bad grandmas because again, I'm familiar with it. You're able to type in bad grandma, hit enter, and then boom, shows the total trade volume, the total trades, and the tokens minted. And then we can go down here and look at the individual transactions. We have 10 minutes ago, this one was sold for $424 or 0.09 ETH. All the way back, you can look at as much as you want. This just kind of shows validity in all the transactions that are happening over Immutable X. This is also kind of a hack to be able to see transaction activity if it's not listed on Token Trove. For instance, the Dogepound Halloween edition, it's not on Token Trove. You can't view the individual sales. So if you're wondering like, well, how do I know if any of them are selling? You can just go to IMMUTASCAN, type in Dogepound Halloween, and then you'll be able to see the trade volume, which is at 1,004,472, the total trades, and the most recent ones. You have 1 minute ago, 4 minutes ago, and so on and so on. So again, this kind of allows you to be able to see transactions that aren't shown on Token Trove or aren't shown on Immutable X. Well, here's the main reason I'm showing you IMMUTASCAN. You have the trade volume over here. The trade volume in total was 51,098,213, which is relatively low compared to, say, like OpenSea. Also, the trade volume, look where it's at right now. We started way up here and slowly digressed. There's several reasons why this happened, and I'm not going to go into all of them in this video. The main reason right now is that we're simply in an NFT bear market. Bitcoin and Ethereum continues to push. As you see Ethereum push, you see a lot of NFT projects go down. You see a lot of blue chip projects kind of remain the same or just dip a little bit. But as Immutable X is like trying to get off of its feet, that's when we enter the bear market. And then we also see, again, what I showed earlier, like 50 plus projects on Immutable X. Now, I cannot find this information that I was told publicly, but I was told in a private group just a few days ago that there was only around 6,000 active wallets. If this is true, or even if it's 6 to even 10,000, so that means under 10,000 people are controlling the volume in over 50 projects. A lot of those projects being over 10,000 generative art projects. And you start thinking, okay, well, that's not as much volume as we thought that it had, and you're correct. I have been day trading and trading on Immutable for the past few months, and the volume is relatively low. Again, at this point in the video, you're probably thinking, like, why are you even supporting Immutable X and making videos on it and invested in it? I'm extremely bullish about the future in it, and I'll get to that in a second. My whole argument for this is your interoperable Veve NFTs, if put on Immutable X, say tomorrow, are being put on at this volume. They're being put on when we have $39,000 being traded per day. That's, I mean, that's 2 big NFTs per day right now. Obviously, we have a lot like smaller transactions, so there's a lot more trading going on than that. My argument for this video is you're not going to have the kind of money you would like coming into your interoperable Veve NFTs immediately as soon as you hit Immutable X, because there's already a ton of volume in there, because it's just simply not there right now. All of that said, let's say there is under 10,000 active wallets on Immutable X right now. I think that those 10,000 people know what they're doing, and it's important to note that there's some big figures in the NFT and crypto community that are in that 10,000 that are very influential individuals.
Because I think Immutable X is going to be absolutely cataclysmically huge. It's already partnering with, I believe, it was either TikTok or Instagram. I'm pretty sure it's TikTok. But it fixes so many problems with NFTs, and the biggest problem is the Ethereum network sucks. And so this puts it on another layer, which allows us to basically buy NFTs without gas. So I think the masses are going to start super duper duper buying NFTs like this, particularly on Immutable, and this is one of the first ones, if not the first one, on the Immutable network.
So I think that everyone in it right now is extremely early. I think it's extremely good time to be in, and although we're seeing a dip in volume and a slight dip in some prices, overall floors remain great. I mean, the projects that I'm in have not crashed under floor, even in this bear market, which is a great sign, and that's because Immutable has been so great to trade on. Also, I'd like to note, as far as Veve goes, it will be affected slightly by Immutable as soon as it makes a swap because of this reason. If you want to make bigger purchases, say you want to buy a $10,000 item, you can only, and I don't really have anything to pop up right now, you can only load 500 gems at a time on the Veve app. Each time you load that 500 gems, you're paying fees like Apple fees and taxes on all of that, and you're having to load it 500 at a time. So if you're going all the way to say 10,000, that's going to take you quite a few fees before you get there, not even counting the secondary market fees. Whereas when it's on Immutable, you can already have the ETH on there, and the transaction will go a lot smoother, a lot faster, and a lot cheaper as far as fees go. Every time you buy and sell an item on Immutable, it's like fractions of a dollar for how much it costs to trade. So where on the Veve app right now, you're paying maybe a couple $100 for a $10,000 transaction, you'll be paying like a couple of dollars for that same transaction if you already have ETH and Immutable. So I think this is going to encourage people with larger purchases to just do them over Immutable X. I think another great thing for Veve is that once the NFTs are interoperable, meaning that you're going to be able to take them off of the app and onto a platform, say like Immutable X, or maybe into your MetaMask wallet or whatever you're using, it's going to give it more credibility in the NFT world, and people will be more willing to buy these Veve NFTs when it has more credibility. So I do think it's going to be a good little spotlight on us as far as NFTs go, because people are going to be on Immutable already. It's going to give us extra exposure. They're going to see it and they're going to be able to buy it straight from there. You're going to be able to keep those NFTs off of the platform. I think ultimately you're going to probably want to keep your Veve NFTs on the Veve app, because that's where a lot of AR functionality comes in. That's where when the Vverse is there, it's all going to be in one place. So taking it off the app and just leaving it off the app, to me, just doesn't make sense in the long run, unless it's just a very treasured piece to you or something that you're going to want to hold for years to come. But overall, I do really like the Immutable X marketplace, and I think it's going to be awesome to be able to buy and sell my Veve NFTs over Immutable X marketplace. Overall, I think Immutable X is going to be the future. You have some very important people in the NFT spectrum like Gary Vee tweeting nonchalant tweets like, what is Immutable X? And he talks about Ethereum's layer 2 for NFTs. You know that even though he doesn't tweet about it all the time, that he's scooping them up in the background. As you saw earlier, I mentioned Alex Becker. The few times he did mention Immutable X, he was extremely bullish on it. He said that he invested heavily in Moody Crows and Astro Bros. Whether he's still holding is unknown. I think there's a lot of people in the background right now, a lot of big people that are scooping up these projects at stupid low prices right now, and they're waiting for the bull market to come again, and they're waiting on the mass adoption for Immutable X. The future is absolutely there. Everyone that I'm meeting in the space, they're really smart people. I mean, these are people that are doing all the underground work, people that are doing their own research, and that are just really typically early to things. I mean, again, I know I've talked about the bad grandmas a lot, but the founders of bad grandmas are the same ones that started buying ETH at $12. So if that tells you anything about how new Immutable X is and the people that are on it right now, it's just incredible. So I'm gonna say it one more time. Nothing in this video I want to influence you in any way to buy or sell or do whatever. I'm just giving you my honest thoughts on everything. I think now is a good time to accumulate projects that you like, projects that have similar vision to you. Maybe you like their art style, maybe you like their utility, maybe you like the development team, maybe you like the charity behind it. Whatever it is, for whatever reason you like it, the prices are pretty fair right now, and I mean, I would like to go and quote myself in the future, or have you watch this in the future. Look at this trade volume, 51 million right now. Let's see what this trade volume is a couple months down the road. I mean, I might even clip this video and come back to it. Hopefully I'm right, and if I'm wrong, I'm wrong, but let's remember that trade volume at 51 million, and let's see if Immutable X blows up in the near future. I think Veve is super bullish for Immutable X, and I think Immutable X is super bullish for Veve. I just don't think the timing is there as soon as the migration happens, and that's my main argument to this video. Alright guys, my conclusion is going to be a bit different this video. If you made it this far, thank you so much for watching. I do want to give a shout out to my one patron that I have on my page so far. I post blogs and things that I feel are important. For instance, November 1st, that's an important OMI price fluctuation incoming. I'm not going to open it up right here, but basically I posted a full in detail as far as TA goes, fundamental analysis, some other information at the time that I was posting on why OMI was about to break, and it did. But that's not even the exact reason that I want to do all this. I also, for my highest tier, I roast coffee for a living, and I roast physical bags of coffee, and on my highest tier, I actually roast the coffee and send it directly to your door for whoever's a highest tier member. I have other benefits like Discord roles and all that fun stuff, but ultimately, I love making videos. My lowest tier is $3 a month. I really appreciate any bit of support that I can get. I like to try to give you as much value as I possibly can. I want you to get more than that $3 a month back. I think my middle tier might be $9, and then my highest tier is $20 for the coffee subscription. That's around the same price as any other coffee subscription out there, and in this coffee subscription you'll be getting crypto and NFT related topics, and you'll be getting actual bags of coffee. So again, I've actually never shouted out my Patreon in any video. I don't expect you to go support it. I just want to throw this in here in the very end, because if you made it this far, then maybe you care enough to possibly be a part of the Patreon page. Thank you guys so much for watching, and until next time, peace out.